Alright, so last week you saw me say goodbye to my old garden. There it is right over there. But now we're gonna come over here. Alright, hang on, let me zoom back. Wrong zoom, there we go. Alright, so that's kind of a terrible way to leave a class. There's my garden, I'm leaving it, it's gone. So today we're putting in, for your last week, a new bee butterfly garden at my rental. I'm very lucky that my friend, landlord, and realtor, Joey, is letting me put in a garden. So I'm going to show you what I did first. Here was the bed I prepared. You might recognize those plants. Those were the peonies that I planted about a month and a half ago. So to prepare this bed, I killed off the grass. There's lots of ways to do it. You can look online. I killed the grass for about 2 weeks. Then I spent the better part of an afternoon triple digging, where I kept just turning over the soil and breaking up clumps and removing debris. And then I put, let's just call it a chrome coat of mulch. This mulch is really ugly because I bought the wrong variety. It's dyed red and it's a little blob. But what I'm going to be doing today is putting in some bee butterfly plants. These are perennials. Those are the ones that come back every year. All right, here we got some of the plants. These were started with a lot of help from Sadie Nelson and the school greenhouse. These right here are seedlings of purple coneflower. They're started from seed, and I'm going to put some down. The other plant I'm putting in, you can see this little curly one right there. It smells like black licorice. It's called lavender hyssop. Its Latin name is Agastaceae, I think, but I always pronounce it wrong. So I'm going to put those in with my trusty garden knife. Yes, I use a garden knife because I've broken about 16 garden trowels since I was 25. So rather than doing it this way, I'm going to see if I can get the GoPro to get you a close-up of planting.
Because these are a little taller, I'm going to stick them in the back third of the garden, back third to back half. As you're putting in plants, you want to pay attention to their potential height once they're mature, so that you don't have tall things in front of short things, or it'll be like an awkward school photo of a team sport. But to plant these, all I'm doing is scooping away that thin layer of mulch, and then fluffing the soil a little bit with my garden knife, breaking up the roots, and then putting them in and packing the soil really tight around there. As soon as I get these all planted, I will then give them a good heavy watering, because that helps collapse the soil so you don't have air pockets against the roots. Since these are going to grow taller, I'm carefully keeping them far back. In the front, I have some shorter plants already put in, like ornamental or perennial asters that are a native wildflower. They bloom more in September and October. If you're a first-time gardener, you have to deal with weeds a lot, so it's a good idea to put all your plants in perfect rows. In this case, Joey, I know well, and she knows her plants, so they're not in perfect rows because she's got some good skills. The other thing is, after I get these planted and then put in some annuals, because these really won't get full size for 3 years. First year they make roots, second year they make shoots, third year they make flowers. To get flowers this first year, I'm going to put in some annuals like 4 o'clocks, as well as some other really beautiful annuals, including zinnias.
There you have it. That was me just putting in some echinacea and hyssop. Those are perennials, and perennials tend to only flower starting their second year when they're that small. So I'm going to go back in about a week and plant some annuals in there, like zinnias and 4 o'clocks. I don't want to do that too soon because there's still frost danger in the air. But ultimately, this is going to make a little bit of a garden in case, like, my garden goes away. But you know, why put in one garden when you can put in a crap ton of gardens? So we're going to go on a field trip now to Lisa's house. She's been my gardening nemesis competition for 5 years, and I'm going to surrender, and in surrendering I'm going to give her a new butterfly bee garden, and the garden will grow. Okay, so here I am at Lisa's yard. Here's her yard, just so you know. This is a section of her yard she didn't realize that was her property. So because I'm
You should
going to
probably
miss
know how
her
I
and her
met Lisa in
family,
the first place.
Jessica
I
and
just
William.
moved in with Kelly
I thought
5
they
years
should get a
ago,
bee butterfly garden
and I
as
noticed
well.
the yard in front of his house
So
was
let's get at it.
pretty stark with grass because he works really hard. As soon as I grabbed the shovel, started killing off grass, and starting putting in the first plants along the curb, Lisa boldly walked right across the street and introduced herself to us. And she's been a good friend, as have her children ever since. So another cool thing about gardening is it really improves your neighborhood because it gets you out front and it gets you to start talking to your neighbors. We will miss Lisa, Jessica, and Will quite a bit.
There you have it. Lisa now has an expanded bee butterfly garden, including lots of hyssop and purple coneflower. But why stop there? We're going to go on to Beth's house next. Okay, I'm here in Beth's driveway, well, in her back alley. I'm going to drop off these plants because she's awesome, but she also is a landscaper and I don't want to screw up her yard, but I'm happy to give more bee butterfly gardens. Those are Beth's plants. Doesn't look like much, but that's going to be 28 square feet of habitat for bees and pollinators and butterflies. But I think we can do better. Okay, so we're off to my buddy Chase's house now. I think he needs a bee butterfly garden too. Hey, here we are at my buddy Chase's garden. He did the mistake of telling me last year he wanted to learn how to garden. Here he is just a few months into it and he is nailing it. Doesn't that look awesome? But let's give him more plants. So anyhow, here we are at Chase's. I'm going to give him about 40 square feet of bee butterfly garden. He has a bigger yard. He's just getting started owning this house and thought I'd help him out because he helps us out a lot. Alright, so if you look, I've got a lot more deliveries to do. So I'm not going to give you a montage of me going to drop some of these off with Kat and Dave and Patsy, Patty, Cliff and Carol, and the restaurant Little. There's just a whole bunch of people getting plants, including Kim and Leonard, who are beekeepers and amazing gardeners on the other end of town. So, in the course of the past month, you've seen or 2 months, you've seen 20 new bee butterfly gardens go in total, even though it doesn't look like it. So when you see bees and butterflies, even if I'm no longer in Fort Collins, at least my plants still are.